are sources of light and ventilation. And so sometimes when it rains, depending on the direction of the wind, some of the rainwater comes into the dungeon. It washes part of the liquid waste through the trenches we see on the ground like a gutter. It leads to the ocean. They were fed twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. But for whatever that it was given to them to eat, it was never meant to satisfy them, but it just sustained them while they were in here. If these spaces up here served as their sources of light and ventilation, then what it simply means is that there was nothing like light as we see now. These are recent installations. The whole place was very dark. Because they were held in darkness for a very long time, whenever they had the opportunity to step outside, the sun rays affected their eye. Many became partially blind, exposed to the sun. Because they had to defecate, urinate, do all sorts of things in here, the end result was malaria, diarrhea, fever, dysentery. So by the time the slave ships will be ready for them to move, many of them lost their lives in here. It has been estimated that 1/3 of the captives will lose their lives in here before the arrival of the slave ships. In 1974, some students from the University of Ghana, from the archaeological department, they came in here to conduct a research work. Now when they got in here, they had to excavate the whole of this area. But before the excavation work was done, this is how the floor used to be. Before the excavation work was done, this is how the floor used to be. The crew never understood why the floor it was very solid until they decided to conduct a research so they could come into conclusion why the floor is very solid. They took sample to the lab, they conducted so many research on it, and after so many research being done, the result or the findings that came out was that what you see on the ground now contains human feces, blood, vomit, leftover food, saliva, urine, tears, human flesh, sweat, sand that has been mixed up together, which it has solidified and then turned into black as we see on the ground now. So in here, it is because of the excavation work done in here. That is how come we can see the bent bricks on the ground. The bricks we see on the ground now, that is the original floor of the dungeon. But the moment we leave this side downwards, we are no more going to walk or stand on the original floor anymore, because the remaining chambers, nothing has been done to the floor. So from here, we simply cannot walk on the original floor. We would rather walk on the decomposed waste of the captives mixed up in the remaining chambers. But let's see something on the wall. Please come closer with the hands.
Go ahead.
Please let us come closer. Please let's come closer. This is the original floor of the dungeon. This is the original floor. Now the feces was piled out from this very side to this very level. That was the level of the feces in here before the excavation work was done. And so all these rooms we have in here, these rooms are sacred rooms where the souls and spirit of our ancestors are still in here. If you have good eyes, you can see them. If you have good ears, you can hear them talk. They are not here to harm us. They are only here for us to experience what they went through. Any question, please?
So was that level up there for any particular reason why it's not just smooth all the way? Is that
No, it's just part of the
just
design.
part of the design? Okay.
Afro-Latinos.
Please let us slowly walk through